This connected engineering demonstration is designed to show how 3D Experience PLM collaboration services allow CATIA V5 data to be stored on the 3D Experience platform and used collaboratively throughout the project by CATIA V5 users and many others. The demonstration is built around a design change process that will involve multiple users, such as marketing, designers, managers, and procurement. So let's talk about the process we're going to illustrate in more detail. We'll show an 8-step process involving multiple roles. These people have different needs and skills. Step 1, the market analyst wants to explain some requirements and share some ideas. Step 2, the CATIA V5 designer starts to work on the 3D data, respecting what the market analyst has explained. He begins with an existing design and shares this data with everyone. In step 3, the designer adds the camera and creates a new revision of the product. In step 4, a manager reviews the revision and creates the detailed design request. In step 5, a second CATIA V5 designer opens up the new project and creates the part to connect the camera to the original drone model and saves it inside the platform. In step 6, we go back to the first CATIA V5 designer. He modifies the body of the drone and adds a protective glass sphere to the design. In step 7, the manager reviews and validates the design work. And finally, in step 8, another type of user in procurement needs to access the 3D design to create a cost analysis. So with that background, let's go through the process and show you how it works. We start with the market analyst, working with Microsoft Word, for example, editing an existing requirement and saving it on the 3D Experience platform. The data is saved in a collaborative environment where you can find types of data, documents, and 3D data. This 3D dashboard is accessible on the web by many users, and inside this environment we can share all the project data. As well as marketing specifications, he can share some sketches and ideas to indicate what is required. So moving on to step 2, the CATIA V5 designer is going to take his existing file-based CATIA V5 drone design and save it in a collaborative space. This will make the project accessible to everyone, anytime, anywhere, and on any device. So we see that we have a 3D Experience menu inside CATIA V5, so we can save this drone inside the 3D Experience platform. Having done that, the project is available to everyone through the dashboard. Using players and viewers, anyone can browse and view the product that has just been saved. This is web-based technology, allowing fully mobile access. In this viewer, for example, we have some basic functionalities such as sectioning, and we can take some measurements. Now in step 3, the designer will create a new project by adding a camera to the existing drone. So in CATIA V5, he finds and opens the existing drone, and we can see the sub-assembly structure, and inside he will add the new camera. He searches for the camera, finds it, and with a single drag and drop adds the new camera to the existing drone. So now the user creates a new revision, going from revision A to revision B. Now in step 4, the manager will conduct a mobile review of the new drone and communicate the required modifications to the team. Here he will use a specific application called Design Review. He creates a circle to identify the area of interest and adds text to explain the work required. To create a new glass sphere to protect the camera. To modify the drone structure. And to add a support to connect the camera to the structure. So now in step 5, a new CATIA V5 designer will carry out the job. The designer first opens the product and directly loads the data into V5. The designer sketches and creates a new part, a support to connect the camera to the structure. And in parallel, the design manager would like to add 3D tolerances on the adaptive support. He creates a collaborative task online by giving description, context, maturity, estimated date, and attachments to the assignee. The designer receives the task to execute, and he reopens his CATIA V5. Here we are using 3D Master. We can create functional tolerancing and annotations directly on the 3D parts. So this definition is saved on the 3D Experience platform, so it will be available to everyone. In parallel with this, in step 6, Designer 1 will create a modification of the drone body to create a sphere to protect the camera and save it in the 3D Experience platform. This step also requires a change in version of some parts of the drone body, and the system helps the user by prompting the user with an exclamation mark, asking the user what he wants to do, and the user creates the revision. So now the design is complete, and the manager will review and validate the project. The manager has access to the new data. First, he checks that it's the right revision and version. And then he will check in 3D that the design is consistent using the design review application. This is not simply a viewer, but annotations can be saved as slides with the product, so the comments are persistent. They can even be versioned, so it's a great way to follow and track design discussions. So the manager checks the support, the new camera, and the structural modification. In the final step, a procurement user needs to access the 3D part to create a cost estimate. She searches for and finds the support. The geometry, the dimensions, and the tolerancing information are all visible and available. She can check the quality required. She can also use filters to limit the display. And this can be done on any device, such as a phone or a tablet. So you've seen an existing drone designed with CATIA V5, modified to include an integrated camera. The key points were the collaboration of multiple users with different needs. And very importantly, collaboration is not about duplicating information, reinterpreting information. This is collaboration with connected engineering. Every participant used the same data, a single source of truth, whether it is the designer sitting at his desk or the manager connecting from his phone. And of course, doing this in the context of continuing to use and protecting your investment in CATIA V5.